Hello and welcome to our result analysis video. Today is the Greninja, which is a grass and fire type, which is defensively okay. Grass is not that good defensively, but fire is pretty decent, honestly. Um, and fire has like boosts now for stealth rocks, but offensively, it's kind of okay, I guess. Its stabs are both resisted by fire and dragon, and there's not that much that this thing can do about that, but it is what it is. It's looking at its stats. It has a very high speed stat at 122, decent mixed attacking stats at 95 attack and 103 special attack. Bulk is kind of low, unfortunately. 75, 67, and 71 defensive stats is meh, but that's really not the point of this mon. Um, Looking at its abilities, it gets Steadfast and Prankster. Steadfast gives you a +1 speed boost if you get flinched. Um, this thing's also already insanely fast, so I'm not sure how useful that would be. And Prankster means that priority moves get plus, or not, status moves get +1 priority, but they don't work against dark types, which you do have to keep in mind with a lot of the support options that this thing does get. And that might make you want to run Steadfast instead of Prankster because you're already pretty fast. But that's just something you have to consider when you see the matchup. Like, do you want Prankster? Do you want Steadfast? They both have their advantages. Some relevant moves. It gets Sword Stance for setup, Scissors for recovery, Taunt to stop things from being annoying and clicking status moves against you. Will-O-Wisp to burn things, Spikes the hazard stack, Switch Root Trick to mess with opponent's items, Knock to remove opponent's items, Sucker Punch and Quick Attack for priority and U-turn for momentum. It gets some pretty good options. It can status, it can set hazards, it can mess with items, it can set up, it can recover, it can momentum out of the field. So it definitely has quite a bit of options that it can go for. So the first set is the support set. I put Prankster on here, but obviously if Prankster is just, there's not really no point to having Prankster, then you might as well run Steadfast. Spikes, Willow, and Synthesis are by far the three best support moves in my opinion. Other support options are Foul Play, Taunt, Toxic, Trick, U-turn, and Knockoff. You can Trick is kind of nice with pranks. You can trick Lagging Tail something or trick Iron Ball and just really hinder an opponent. And you have priority anyway, so you don't really care if you're slower anyway. So yeah, so that could be a cool option. Like Whimsicott runs that sometimes to cripple things. This thing functions pretty similarly to Whimsicott, not gonna lie. It just has a bit more options in my opinion. So yeah, it just stacks spikes, it recovers, and if you want to have an offensive move, you can run like Fire Stab, a Flamethrower, Fire Blast, a Blaze Kick, or Grass Stab, Kick It, Drain, Leaf Storm, and Leaf Blade. I do think Fire Stab is significantly better than Grass Stab because Grass Stab is resisted by literally everything. Bug, Flying, Dragon, Fire, Grass, Flying, I don't know if I have that, Flying, Bug, Steel, Poison. It's resisted by so many types, it's actually stupid. But fire is only resisted by like 3 types. Rock, fire, water, dragon, I think. So that's not that bad. So yeah, that's pretty much like the support moves it gets. It can be definitely be pretty annoying. And like if they expect you to be like a supporter with spikes and Will-O-Wisp, then you can just extremely catch them completely off guard by being a more offensive set. This is the physical set. This is like more setup based. Like you can run choice band or choice scarf on this too, but or life orb or whatever you want to run. But choice would mean that you can't really run sword stance because it wouldn't really work at all. But trick, if you run choice, you can trick things, trick the choice item on the wall. U-turn for momentum, knockoff, low kick, acrobatics, and dig are viable kind of options. Knockoff can remove items, low kick helps with like rock types, although Leaf Blade also kind of does that. But low kick could actually be stronger against some things. Um, acrobatics and dig, they're very niche moves. Dig helps with the fire types, but you can't, like, you still struggle a bit with dragons, and even fire types don't really like it. Like, you can play around dig pretty easily unless you run like power up, sword sense, power up, herb, dig, and then acrobatics. That sounds actually stupid, but it might work. I don't know. Um, it's a bit awkward with the coverage it gets, but it's definitely the easiest way to just have like insane damage output physically with sword sense. But yeah, I do think the special set is better. Which I put a specs on this because specs. This thing with specs it's really hard because it has really strong moves. Um, with Steadfast, I don't see the point for Prankster. IVs and Zero Attack makes sense. Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Overheat. Specs, Fire Blast or Specs Overheat hits really hard. Specs Leaf Storm also hits really hard. You can also run Energy Ball and Kick It Rain to like guaranteed hit or get some health back and guaranteed hit. Some other options are Focus Blast. Same reason for low kick. I do think Leaf Storm hits rock types harder always. Fire Blast steel types harder. Normal, it does help with normal types. I guess. Hyper Voice is a decent neutral option against dragons and fire types. Although it's still it is not the strongest move, and it's a normal type move. It doesn't do that much damage to like decent rocks and types and steel types are not really a switch in. So I guess Hyper Voice could be kind of decent. Dark Pulse is also like in the same boat with Hyper Voice. It just hits some types super effectively. U-turn for momentum and trick if you want to cripple a physically offensive wall. If you're specs or something extremely slow. Um, if you are Scarf. So yeah, that's pretty much what Delta Greninja does. It either offers like offensive support, like regular Greninja does with spikes, like but it also has recovery, it has status, it has a bit more annoying options to play with. Its physical set is slightly worse than its special set, although it does get sword stance. The special options like move wise are just so much stronger that it's just hard to compete with, and its special attack is naturally higher. Um, so yeah, it's just it's a pretty cool model. It's fast, can definitely hit hard, especially with specs or band or sword stance, and it can be annoying with like everything like hazard and status. It can do a bunch of things, and it's honestly decent at all of them. The main thing I have against it is it's really frail, and even support it's kind of frail. So like I don't really get the point. But yeah, um, yeah, that's pretty much Greninja. And next up, I think I am finally done with Stardust, so I can get into the Gen 1 Deltas that weren't before this, which starts with Delta Pidgeot, I think. So, see y'all when that goes out tomorrow, I think. Hopefully. I'm busy right now, I don't know when I'm gonna have time to record, but either way. See y'all. Goodbye.